Something I have always found strange is watching everyone else cozy in their homes with warm drinks, fires and pumpkins sitting by their door, while I look outside and see the brilliant green of spring. Living in the Southern Hemisphere during the Northern Hemisphere's fall is tough and does bring a few challenges, especially since we still celebrate spooky season in October. So here are a few ways that you can get into the fall spirit, no matter whether you live in the Northern or the Southern Hemisphere. Let's start with drinks. I've heard that pumpkin spice latte is a global favourite, and whilst I can't source it in New Zealand, I can still make it myself. The next is food. Fresh cinnamon rolls, apple pies, pumpkin anything. I personally love making pumpkin soup with my mum, and she makes an amazing pumpkin soup, and I would highly recommend doing so if you have the time. Next is create this smell of fall and autumn in your home, and I like to do this through simmer pots. Fill a pot with water and place it on your stove. Heat this up and then simmer it with things like cinnamon, apple, orange, vanilla as well. Anything that reminds you personally of fall. This is really great and it allows the smells to diffuse, and it will remind all guests and yourself of fall. No matter where you live, the next thing is sunset walks. They always have such a beautiful autumn tinge, so just take some time one evening to sit and watch. Next, we have plants with naturally autumnal foliage. No matter where you live, there are always going to be some plants, probably domesticated, that have a naturally autumnal leaf and flower. Look for those yellows, reds and oranges, anything auburn. Obviously, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, this is going to be anything deciduous that loses its leaves in fall, but in the Southern Hemisphere you can also just look for leaves that have a naturally orangey yellow leaf. Decorate with fall decorations. I'm talking about ghosts and ghouls, pumpkins, crispy leaves, gothic chalices, anything that reminds you personally of fall. I have these little light up ghosts that I like sticking in my lawn, and though it displeases my mother greatly that she ends up with holes all throughout the lawn, I think it looks really cute. Binge spooky and fall related movies. Try a movie marathon at night with popcorn and sweets. This is a big favourite globally, and it's just so nice to snuggle up with a blanket and watch movies for ages. The next thing you could do is visit the woods. A walk in the woods, as they say, is always super rejuvenating, and you never know, if you do go down into the woods today, you might run into a surprise. Next is reading true crime around spooky or fall related incidents, and it doesn't have to be crime either. Some really interesting historical things happen during Halloween, and so investigating these can be a really great way to get into the spirit of things. Read or write themed poetry. I've actually written a short Halloween themed piece, and I don't normally read my poetry to people, but I am trying to overcome my fear of my stutter, so I will be working really hard to read this piece, and I hope you all enjoy it. It's called Ode to Halloween. Shadows and ghouls you may expect to see wandering the streets on this frightful eve. Pumpkins lit, webs of silver lace sprawl, candles and candy, hauntings galore. The chatter of children as they scurry about, the dimly lit streets holding candy bags out. Zombies and skeletons, pirates, vampires too, astronauts, fairies, all screaming out boo. A moon starts to rise, waning crescent and gold, illuminates trees, bare from wintry cold. Gentle breezes sweep leaves of red, orange, green, a reminder of seasons that have come and have been, and that there is the magic of Halloween. And last but certainly not least is listen to an autumn playlist or a spooky playlist. There's so many available, especially on Spotify. I hope you all enjoyed this video and have a few ideas of how to get into the cottagecore fall spirit this year. I always really enjoy making these themed videos, and I hope you guys have an amazing Halloween, and I will see you all with my next Dark Academia and cottagecore video.